There are a number of different ways in which we can turn tabular information into spatial information. Geocoding is one of those ways where we convert a relative location, such as an address, into a spatial location that can be mapped. We do geocoding on a regular basis. We type in an address and it appears on our map or on our phone. Imagine doing that a couple hundred, a few hundred, 1,000 times. That would be very tedious within the confines of your phone or your computer. You can see we're looking at a map here of Durham. We downloaded the police beats, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at currently open shootings for 2023. And I'll talk about this database real quickly to show where I got these data, and then we're going to go through the process of geocoding these based on their address. First thing that I did here was I went to the Durham Open website right here. And so you can see the address up here in the description. I'll put the URL so you can access it. Down towards the bottom here, I went and got the police beats. So I downloaded the police beats, put them into a shapefile, and then also exported to the database that I'm working with here. Up towards the top here, I could also go to the Durham Police Department crimes. I can filter out these data, download these data, and bring these into my GIS. For this particular example here, I clicked on DPD incidents, UCR, SRS reporting. You can read about these. And I downloaded the shooting events in Excel format through April 17th, 2024. And so I downloaded these as an Excel file. I converted them to a CSV because I found those a little bit easier to manage in ArcGIS Pro. And I imported those or added these into my ArcGIS Pro. So you can see, open these up. You can see there's more than 4,000 of these. So these are the raw data that I downloaded from the Open Durham website. You can see, aggravated assault, weapons violations. These are all the different shooting events and the status of the case right here, which we're going to look at right here. The next thing that I did was I right mouse clicked. I went to data and exported these because I wanted to have a unique object ID attached to these. So now all I did was integrated or imported it into the file geodatabase for this particular project. And so now I have an object ID added to these instead of an independent CSV file. And then the last thing I did was I used the select by attributes to just open up the shooting incidents that are currently active and open for the year 2023. So I went to select by attributes. I select where the report date was after 1/1/2023 and the status was equal to open. So I have previous examples on doing select by attributes because I'm only working with 127 of these right here. Last thing I did here, you can see the report time, the status, which is active or open. You can see the offense attached to it. I have an address. It also has an XY. We'll talk about those later with a different example. And also what I did here is I added a city so that I can qualify this because 1200 East Lawson Street might be in different locations here, especially locally. So this is what I wanted to do here, and so I can prepare these data so it could be geocoded relatively easily. Last thing I want to do is add my geocoder. So I'm going to go to View, Catalog pane right here, and I'm going to go to my favorites. I've got a number of my different favorite sites right here. And so this is Services, Geocode, and then I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to click on Add to Project. And I'll put this URL right there. You can notice that I'm signed in as TJ, North Carolina Central University. So it's going to associate my geocoder with this particular geocoding address so that I can log in and have associated credits. So make sure your organization has geocoding credits or credits so that you can run this process. And I'll show this in a second here. And so these open shootings, I'm just going to map these by address. So I'm going to right mouse click. You notice the dialog for creating tabular data is slightly different in ArcGIS Pro 3.3. So create points from table, that's the add XY. We're going to geocode table. So I'm going to click on geocode table. You can see all the different steps right here, and we're going to go through these steps. My input locator is on my favorites right here. Okay, input table is open shootings. It asks, how is your data structured? Is it all in one field or multiple fields? I have multiple fields right here. And then you can see we're going to do this mapping of the field names. So my address or place is the address. And then you can see I added the city, and I have a city field where they're all going to be Durham, district, and state. I'm going to get rid of this one because that's going to be slightly different. So I'm going to put none right here. And hopefully this will be enough to match these up. I'm going to go to next. This is going to be the new output feature class that we're going to create with all the extraneous or extra information that's created from the geocoding process. So this is step 4. Next, I'm just going to qualify this for the United States because that's what I know what we're working with right here. And then all locations in your table limited to a specific type. I'm going to say no. And when I'm ready, I'm going to click on run. And it says here, estimate credits before running. So each of your organizations has particular credits. So I'm going to click on estimate credits, and it says here, I've got 5.08 out of lots of credits right here. So it's going to cost me this many credits to run this. So I'm going to click run. And then you can see the process down here under the geocode table. And this is only 127 of them. And it says there were 117 matched, about 92%. 10 of them were tied. I'm not sure why they tied. Do I want to start the rematch process? I'm going to click no. No. And I'm going to X out of this. So now we can see where all these open active shootings currently are. I'm going to right mouse click and open this up, this brand new table. You can see the 127 right here. You can see the score because each of these has a score attached to it here. So you can see 1300 Juniper Street. So we can see the XY data attached to this, all the geocoding information that we're looking at that runs in its internal geocoder. Because you can create your own geocoders if you want, or certain state organizations have their own geocoders that you can utilize. You can see down towards the bottom here, I see an 86.72 because the match address, the address listed over here, I believe just says Meriwether Street. And so if it's, or extra place, neighborhood, our original data isn't very specific right here. It says Old Oxford Road, Meriwether Drive. That isn't very specific. So you can see some of the locations that it didn't earn great or scores of 100. There you can see I-85 South / I-85 South. You're going to have to go back and geocode these or place these in the particular location because this geocoder is just going to put it in the place where it thinks it's best. And then from here, now we have our police beats. From here, we can run our spatial joins. We can run our queries. In particular, right here, we can run our spatial join, which I have a video for, to count the police beat, which has the most number of open shootings for 2023. So this is a short description on geocoding. It's very powerful. We do geocoding in our everyday life. And what we do is we convert tabular data to address data that we can spatially analyze on a map.